All right, guys. So we're going to have a bit of a podcast webinar chat about sort of running, what's coming up, what we've got plans, and what it involves really. So we've got myself, we've got Adam, and we're going to have a bit of a chat. Hopefully answer some questions, probably create a few questions as well, but we'll try his best to explain it. So we've got a couple of tracks. We've got a fitness track and a performance track. So they're going to be the two sort of main aims, really. So Adam, do you want to say a few bits about each one, what we're aiming for? Obviously, the main focus was your idea, so I'll let you take the credit.
Yeah, so what we discussed is we looked at on the Beyond the Whiteboard, and on there it says it's 4 distances in essence. One being a 1 mile, a 2 mile, and then a 5k and a 10k. And they're sort of scores that kind of help for your imbalances. So we thought we'd take those as sort of a good sort of starting point for goals kind of going forward. So as Sam said, we've got 2 different sort of tracks going forward for this. So we've got a fitness track, and that's going to be focusing on that sort of 1 mile run up to 5k. Whereas performance one, again, starting at that 1 mile run, but that can go up towards that sort of 10k mark.
Yeah, so with those, the main aim for that fitness running track, it's going to be full of people that kind of like walk, sort of run style. We're building to that mid distance of 5k, and it's sort of trying to get that bit more continuous running and potentially looking to increase 5k time. And that sort of running performance track, that 1 mile is going to be kind of more speed focused. So trying to increase that sort of flat out sort of speed, trying to get that sort of somewhere between sort of 5 minutes to sort of 7-8 minute mile, nice and quick. And then that build into that bigger distance of 10k. So that's going to be kind of the sort of people that will be aiming for. And yeah, they're going to be your 2 tracks. Obviously, we've got those 2 sort of like those few measures that Adam mentioned from Beyond the Whiteboard, and then we've kind of based it from there, really. So we've kind of got there your measurables, and they're what we're going to be retesting as well. So for each of those as well, we're going to be having, so sessions-wise, how many? The fitness one, we're going to have 2 sessions per week. And then the performance one, we're going to go for 3 sessions per week. So that's going to be the big kind of focus. These are going to get released on Sunday night, ready for the week. We're going to release all sessions for the week. So both the running sessions and for the fitness track, and all 3 of the performance sessions. We'll put them on the Monday, kind of sort of Beyond the Whiteboard area. But you can choose when you do them across the week. So you can do a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday if you really wanted to. You can split them across your week. I would recommend splitting them across the week, guys. Don't just do them all in one day or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But yeah, so they're going to be on Beyond the Whiteboard on the Monday. You can choose when to do them. You're going to do them in order. So we'll number them 1, 2, and 3, or 1 and 2, and you'll do them in those order. So we've got a bit of a structure to it, so we've gone for kind of like a 12-week sort of structure, and yeah, we'll kind of chat to you about what it is really.
Yeah, so we've basically kind of structured it. One, for the fact that a lot of people, when they kind of start running, is that they kind of come out with loads of injuries. I mean, Sam obviously knows a lot more about me than like the injury side of stuff, but people start going out and they go, you know what, I'm just going to go for a 10k straight off the bat, and then they come back like, my knees are hurting me, I've got shin splints. So what we've planned, like Sam says, we've done it over 12 weeks, and we've kind of done it in a progressive overload sort of nature. So we're starting off with sort of the easier sort of smaller runs to start off with, and then obviously building up towards those bigger distances.
Yeah, so with those, the way we've kind of done it is, we've kind of, even though it's over 12 weeks, every 2 weeks, we've kind of got like a total distance tally. So that is going to be, so for example, I'll let you into it. For the fitness block, you're going to obviously have 2 sessions a week. So across the first 2 weeks, you have 4 sessions. There's going to be a total of about 9 or 10 kilometers. So that's going to be our measure. So we know for the following week, we can increase that slightly. So we're not going to get you to do 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers in the first 1 or 2 weeks. We're going to ease you into it. So that'll be like 9 to 10 kilometers over those 2 weeks. Then as we go across the weeks, we can gradually increase that total distance. so that you can kind of nice and easy, your body got that chance to adapt, and then you won't get those common injuries, sort of like shin splints, sort of plantar fasciitis, all that kind of sort of stuff. Not saying you're definitely not going to get them. Obviously, we're not going to 100% guarantee no injuries, but it's going to be miles better position for that good, proper periodized sort of training. You wouldn't start a squat program like improving your 1 rep max squat and week 1 go, I'm going to try and get my 1 rep max straight away. You do a bit of percentage work, you do a bit of endurance work, a bit of strength work, and build yourself up to that heavy lift over a few weeks. It's the same with running. So we're just going to build you up to it. And as well as injuries, it's good for performance. So that structure, it's good to see that improvement, whether you're doing the fitness track or that performance track. We're looking to see improvement. We're wanting to see people either running for longer, less walking breaks, running that bit further, hitting that first 5K, hitting that first 10K, or increasing that or decreasing that mile time. So that's why we've got 12 weeks. And yeah, that's kind of the options really.
And then along with like also trying to help reduce these injuries and chances of injuries, we've got these sort of deload blocks or these deload runs. So this is basically a run that we've planned in that's going to be sort of sub-maximal to kind of keep the muscles ticking over and keep your body kind of moving. But it's not going to be as intense as the other sessions around that sort of session. So you might do, I don't know, a session where you've done a 5K. The next one might be your deload, where you might be just doing a sort of a 3K sort of steady state walk run, sort of nice, gentle, get the blood still moving, get the joints, keeping them healthy and stuff like that as well. So another way we're kind of trying to keep those injuries down.
Yeah, like every session doesn't have to be 5K, how fast, how far can I run? We need to do that kind of practice. We're not always going out and competing, trying to hit that fastest 5K we can do. We're having those sessions where they're going to be sub-maximal. We're going to have a certain percentage, certain pace, certain RPE, and it's just going to help give you that sort of more structured programming, give you hopefully show and produce improvement, as well as sort of staying nice and fit, sort of as injury free, sort of the aim. So, and Adam, you had quite a few ways of measuring it. So, obviously, ideal world, obviously, you'll maybe have like a GPS tracker. I know a lot of people have smartwatches now. That's a great way of tracking these. But there's plenty of other ways if you haven't. So, if you think, oh, I've not got a GPS watch, I can't do it, there's loads of ways to still get involved as well.
Yeah, so like you say, you've got your watches that kind of obviously like you say have the GPS in, but I mean like your phones have it in as well. So there's apps out there that kind of can track your run. I mean, so we've got stuff like Map My Run or Strava. I mean, they're quite good because you can kind of link it with friends as well, so you can kind of see what everyone else is doing, see what everyone else in the Jorvik community is kind of doing as well with their runs. I mean, you can even use there's a website called Mapometer, so you kind of pre-plan out your route around the local area, and it'll tell you how far that route is, and then it's quite simple for sort of like your smaller interval runs or your longer interval runs, and just obviously just run around that area. So that's another way you kind of do it.
Yeah.
And we've got RPE as well. I mean, we probably set out RPE, saying how what sort of effort it is, give you sort of stimulus that you should be running at.
Yeah. This will kind of sort of improve as you're going as well. So after like 1 or 2 weeks, you'll have done sort of 8 to 12 runs. You'll have a bit of a good idea of how far a certain run is. So you might know that once round the block is 1 kilometre, like a different route, just like there is just outside the gym at Jorvik. We know what 800 meters is. The only reason we know that is because we've done it a few times, and we know that that's the thing. Like we've been on those mapping sites to check those distances. We didn't just guess and go, that looks about 800 meters. But you'll find as you kind of experience grows with running, you know your local area, you'll know that there's like a little route just around your house that's 500 meters. You might know that a route that's 1 kilometre. You might know something that's 3K. Obviously, either just by the race course, the service road from my house around there is 3 kilometres. So if it's a 5K route, I roughly know where I'm going. I can plan it off 3Ks. You get to know that just by using the watches, using those apps, or just sort of practice as well. You just kind of get to know them. But like Adam said, we'll in the comment suggestions on Beyond the Whiteboard when we program the workouts. We're looking for sort of like an 80% effort. We're looking for like a certain RPE scale. We may have used previous runs that you've done before. We may ask you to base it off of those. So we might say, oh, you did a 5K last block. A few weeks later, we might say you can do 5K again, but this time it's recovery. You want to be kind of 80% of the pace that you did it last time. So you can use those as markers as well. And yeah, I think that's most things. Obviously, these are going to be built up of different types of sessions. I think we found out there's about 7 different types of sessions that we'll be going for.
Yeah, so there's about 7 or so. I mean, like the common ones that we're kind of going to focus off to start with. Obviously, you've got like your steady state sort of runs. So these are sort of your nice and easy. I mean, if there's somebody sort of next to you, I mean, 2 years away and all that sort of jazz, but you could have a conversation with them and you shouldn't be that much out of breath. And that's just kind of gets a bit of distance in your legs. And then we've also got these sort of intervals and these fartlek sort of training sessions where they're going to be a little bit more intense, but with like rest and recovery in between each one, and that's kind of get a bit more speed. So that will sort of tailored more towards that sort of 1 mile sort of baseline testing thing that we're going for as well. And then obviously, like we say, we've got these testing blocks sort of set out throughout these weeks that we're going to aim for.
Yeah. So I think we've kind of categorized. We've got recovery runs, testing runs, steady state, tempo, speed, like fartlek. So we can give you like pace things to work on. So there's like loads of different. So it's not just going to be guys, you're going to go for a 20-minute run, have fun, write your time down or your distance. Guys, next run is 20 minutes, go for a run. They're going to be sort of different sort of every time. So if you've kind of never done running before, or you think, oh, it's a little bit boring, there's a whole host of different sort of ways you can do it. If you've done running before, you might have kind of not seen as much improvement as you would have liked to, kind of following a bit more of a structured plan. What should help both for overall performance and injuries. I think that kind of covers most things. I don't think we've got much more to add. We've kind of hopefully you'll enjoy it. It's a good time to work on your running. Obviously we've got that bit of time to kind of take advantage of that kind of bout of exercise each day. Be nice to get outside during sort of this isolation. Transfer great to your CrossFit, so when you come back to those running workouts, whereas we do those runs, they kind of act as a bit of a rest, and your WOD time just goes up. You can bring those WOD times down as well, and it's a good level of sort of good for improving fitness. And kind of we talked about it in the nutrition one the other day, kind of that energy balance, kind of doing something to kind of monitor that and kind of shift it into like the direction that we want it in as well.
Yeah.
Good, guys. So as per usual, guys, if you've got any questions, please do ask. More than happy. You can add it in the comment section below. You can sort of message us direct, sort of Facebook, kind of email us. Please ask. Hopefully we've kind of cleared everything up. You understand what these running programs are now. We're going to be launching these next week. So on Sunday, they're going to go out on Sunday, ready to get going sort of Monday onwards.
Just with that as well, because it's going to be a new track that's added on there. We just need to make sure that you go through the same option you did to get the home workouts on the track, and then add the new track in when that comes up as well, guys.
So yeah. Don't forget to post on Beyond the Whiteboard. It'd be nice to see how you're all getting on. If you've got any extra questions, obviously ask. You can even book in one of those sort of private consultations. If you've got any extra questions, sort of please do ask. We've enjoyed programming it. It's been good fun. It's kind of an extra dimension, and we hope you enjoy it too, guys.